Hi, friends. I'm Emily Lay, and you're listening to the Simplified podcast. If you're looking for a quiet place where you can filter out the noise and the hustle, this is it. Every week, I invite you to slow down and join me to explore practical ways to organize and automate the complicated parts of life so you can focus on what truly matters most. Well, guys, our fantastic summer accessories sale is going on right now. Head over to emilylay.com and you can save 20% on all sorts of fun planner accessories. Also, that includes our planner pouches, which are so good for all kinds of things. Great as organizers for beach bags, for suitcases, and so much more. So head on over there and check out everything. Summer is magic, isn't it? I felt that way since I was a kid. Back then, summertime felt like it stretched into infinity, and I felt like I was living in a completely different world, one where I didn't have to read books that were assigned to me, one where I could roam around outside for hours and hours, then go back home and grab an ice-cold popsicle or a glass of lemonade to cool down. Nighttime meant catching lightning bugs in a jar with holes on top, then releasing them back into the cool night air, watching them blink on and off as they flew away. I still feel the magic of summertime, even as an adult. This season feels different, even at work. Things tend to slow down. My to-do list doesn't seem to grow weeds like it normally does. Our team goes into summer mode, which you've heard me talk about in another episode. It's just a wonderful time of year, filled with more possibility and wonder. I love hearing how other people plan to spend their summer days, and I always learn a new way to bring summer magic into the Lay family. And today, I'm talking about lazy days, getaways, and making summer memories with my best friend, Jane Lauter. You guys know Jane, and you love her just as much as I do. Jane came on the show earlier this year to talk about how to build up your friendship village. And today she's back to share all her plans about building a sweet summer with her family. We had so much fun talking about this, and I can't wait to share this conversation with you. So let's get to it. Here's my conversation with my BFF, Jane. Hi, Jane.
Hi, Emily. How are you?
Super. How are you?
You look so pretty today.
Back at you. I did Pure Barre today. It was hard.
Yeah, did your feet cramp up?
No, but my legs cramped up. My hips. I don't know. I think it's because I've carried a lot of children on them. They need some work. They were like popping out of place and all kinds of things during that. So
well, I'm proud of you. You got to keep going.
Thanks.
I'll have to join you.
I would love that. Well, I'm so excited to talk about this because you're my friend that I start texting in like February when I'm like, oh my goodness, do we have to start talking about summer now? Like, we have to sign up for summer camps. We have to sign up for all the things, figure out if we're traveling anywhere. What are the kids going to do? How are we going to do life? How are you going to make it fun and memorable and also like keep everyone entertained?
Yes. And I think when I first became a mom, I totally forgot like this begins in February. Mm-hmm. So, as by June, if you want to do camps or it's too late. I mean, I have to get in like preparation mode before spring break, which always throws me for a loop and gets a little stressful at times.
Me too. So for anybody listening that does not know Jane, Jane is one of my very best Pensacola friends and very best friends in life. And she has kids, my kids' age. And so her daughter is the same age as my twins and her son is the same age as my oldest. And so we do much of life together. And I don't know if I told you this, but I had to make a spreadsheet for this summer.
100%.
Yeah. Like,
yes.
I had columns, or I had rows for the weeks and then columns for the child's name. And then I had to put in all that.
Hint, Team Simplified, we need a summer outline sheet because I do the same thing. I write it out and then I have the weeks of summer because in my mind, I can't even plan like stuff as a family unless I'm looking at the sheets, seeing where, and I mean, that's give or take if how busy you like your kids to be. But mine they like to try new things in the summer. And I'm kind of an encourager of giving all that a chance. But yes, we need a simplified spreadsheet, Miss Lay.
Okay. Noted. So Jane is a working mama. She is the co-founder of Pensacola Mom Collective, along with one of our other best friends, Jen, and does a whole lot of other things. But so we both we approach summer with, okay, we still have to keep working and doing our jobs to pay the bills. And so our kids need to have some things to do. But also, there's a lot of magic in the break from the routine and sleeping in and lazy days and, hanging out by the pool and all that stuff. So first things first, Miss Jane, what are you and your family planning to do this summer?
Well, I recently learned we're on opposite schedules of you, so I'm kind of sad about this.
I'm going to be living out of a suitcase. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, seriously. We have some camps on the list. We have, I try to approach summer, and I know we've talked about this, and I love a routine. Yes. So summer has always thrown me for a loop because we get out of our routine. But as the kids get older, I'm trying to learn to appreciate it because it does go quick, and then life starts again and it's chaotic. So we have some trips to Atlanta to see family and summer camp. Sable's going for her first time. I know the twins are.
Yes.
I'm excited / nervous.
Same.
And Jack has a Boy Scout camp that he's attending this summer. So the kids are kind of all over, but we're also going to do a little family fun in there and try to make some memories along the way at the beach.
Somebody told me the other day, they were like, Emily, you only have 7 summers left with Brady at home. And I was like, no. Shut your mouth. Like, no, I don't want to hear that. I do not want to hear that. But at the same time, I was like, okay, that's a whole perspective,
It's a whole perspective. And, when I was thinking about our conversation today, I was thinking, I love trips with people, family, friends, if that works out. But I also realized in the midst of that, it's hard to plan it and do it. And sometimes in the middle of the unorganized chaos, it feels like, whoa, this was a lot of work. But as my kids have gotten older and I look back, I think those are some of the sweetest memories, So the one thing I have to learn every summer is patience, which is hard, but just being more patient about going off the cuff and doing things that are outside of our routine, which can be hard for me.
No, I totally agree. A couple summers ago, I feel like maybe it was 2020 or one of those weird summers. I made this list of, my twins, I think at the time they were 5. So they were starting kindergarten. Brady was 9. And I made this list of things that I wanted them to figure out that summer. I need you to know how to make a sandwich. I need you to know how to empty the dishwasher. We need to talk about how to actually brush your teeth. Let's get in there and do that. And every week we would focus on one of, and we weren't going anywhere. So it was kind of okay, we're going to spend 15, 20 minutes a day just on this one thing. And we do it for a week. And I found that they became so much more independent. Because it's one of
smart.
Those, I need to make a list of what we did, all of the things.
I know that would be so smart to share with everyone because I was thinking in the summer, I try to embrace that slow morning because the mornings right now in my house is get everyone out the door. My kids are at 2 different schools. We are in such a rush that I need to check and make sure their teeth, they're flossing and brushing, but there's no time because everybody's running around and it's chaos. Yeah. So summer is perfect for those little things too, when you're at home to just say, let's make sure you floss correctly.
You know how to be a human.
So fun.
There's a book called How to Be a Human. I think our friend Laura Boyles told us about this. Have you seen it? It's so funny. Brady, I bought it for Brady. I need to dig it up, but it's where I got a lot of those things from, how to use a debit card at Target, how to tip someone when you're at a restaurant, just things.
Another big thing that I taught my kids was ordering for yourself. Mom and dad don't always have to order for you, even if it, that's a big step. And so they should order for themselves. But I love that because time does get a little slower in the summer that allows you to, do those things. But
totally. You know what they say? We rush and rush until life's no fun. I think of that song all the time.
Do you also sing it in your head?
Always. I will spare you, but yes, I sing it in my head. Sometimes it feels like you need a degree in grapes to find a great wine. You can shop by which label is the cutest, I guess. That's usually what I do in a grocery store, which is hit or miss at best. Sometimes I take photos of wines I enjoy at restaurants, but they always get lost in my camera roll and I can never find them again. Shouldn't it be easier to find great wine? That's why First Leaf does the hard work for you. They make it simple to discover new wines you'll love without the hit or miss. First Leaf samples over 10,000 wines a year from around the world and selects only the finest bottles for their members. They take the time to learn what you like and what you don't, then send you world-class wines tailored to your taste. I have tried so many wines from First Leaf that I never would have before. We just got a Vinho Branco from Portugal, and it's this really light white wine, a little spritzy. It is so good when it's cold and crisp. We also got a Shea Boludo Cabernet from Argentina. I've never had a cab from Argentina before, and it's big and bold and just wow. If you're grilling a juicy steak or some ribs or mushrooms, this is going to be your wine. And here's the cool thing. If you're not happy with the wine you receive, First Leaf will credit you for another. It doesn't get simpler than that. Sign up today and you'll get your first 6 bottles for $29.95 plus free shipping. Go to tryfirstleaf.com/simplified. That's tryfirstleaf.com/simplified to get your first 6 bottles for $29.95 plus free shipping. Tryfirstleaf.com/simplified. From curling and straightening to hairspray and over-bleaching, we've all done some damage to our hair over the years. I am definitely guilty of over-straightening my hair, but I can't help it, you guys. There is not enough curl in it for beachy waves, and I don't want to look like a frizzball. Has it ever made my hair thin and a little brittle? Probably. So if you're like me and struggle to get longer, thicker hair after years of damage, you have got to give VEGAMOUR a try. With VEGAMOUR, you can get healthy, beautiful hair without the use of harmful chemicals. All their products are cruelty-free and never contain parabens or hormones. I've been on a quest for better-for-me products this year, and VEGAMOUR fits the bill. I've been using their Grow Revitalizing Shampoo and Conditioner Kit for a few months, and I love what it's done to my hair. It is so much thicker and stronger even after I straighten it. I love it. So don't let damage of the past hold your hair back. See your hair's full potential with VEGAMOUR. Go to vegamour.com/simplified and use code SIMPLIFIED to save 20% off your first order. That's vegamour.com/simplified and use code SIMPLIFIED to save 20%. vegamour.com/simplified. What do the days look like at the Lauter house? Like, do you guys have a routine, or do you wing it, or...
We really wing it. And it's really hard for me at first. Really hard for me at first. But we really wing it because the stuff that they do is not consistent with school schedules. So, we're doing 8 to 12 on an art camp, or we're doing 9 to 3 on a sailing camp. So my kids they don't like, as they've gotten older, they really like to try new things, not at their school. If the schedule allows, we're really trying to branch out and try things that we haven't done. And that gives me the opportunity to fuel that for them too.
I love that. I last summer was our summer of we're going to go on adventures. We're going to do, because, we had been holed up in the house for 2 years.
Yeah.
And so we went, and the twins and I drove around North Carolina, and I worked on the road from my laptop.
Yeah.
Which is such a privilege and a luxury, but
easy adventures. So and something on my bucket list for this summer, and I'm trying to get someone to write about it on Pittsburgh Mom Collective, but for all over Florida, is we have these amazing springs.
Okay. Can we do that together? Because I want to do that too.
Yeah. And everybody talks about them, and it's something I've never done. I love the lake. I love the ocean. I love the river. Certainly would love the spring, and they're free, and they're easy, and they're day trips that you can go back and forth and do all day.
Yeah.
So I
love the idea of discovering what's in your own backyard, we've never done that, and we live so close to those things.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So fun. What, so Jane's husband, Pete, and Brian, my husband, and I, we're all good friends. And you and Brian are a lot alike in that, you're flexible, you're go with the flow. Pete and I are we need a schedule. We need, we need X, Y, Z, 2 + 2 = 4, structure, all of that stuff. So, and Pete works outside the house. So, and Brian does too. But what is it like for you guys in the morning? Does it make him itchy when all the kids wake up?
For sure. But I also think he gets to get out of the door a lot quicker too, you know, because he does. Excuse you. Hey. Sorry.
Walter's usually in my lap while we're doing these.
Hey, we don't need to bark. People are walking by and he wants to talk to them. But I think he also encourages me, and this is where I think we do good together. You know, he'll get home at night and be like, let's have a game night, you know, and I'm like, nope, dinner, baths, bedtime, you know, and he's like, it's summer. We got to just, you know, relax and do stuff fun. So we balance each other out in that aspect, because I feel like we kind of switch roles a little in the summer.
That's true.
You know, because I'm the one thinking, oh, we have to have this routine because I can't get my work done or we can't get anything done. But he seems like he relaxes a little bit more because our schedule is more relaxed.
I'm thirsty for that. At this point in the school year when things are crazy, and we're recording this in April, things are picking up with school, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to breathe a little bit. What do you do?
You know, we always say May is around the corner, and May is like December with school and the chaos. So breathe, mamas.
We're so close. I interviewed Sally Clarkson for an episode that by the time this episode comes out, it will have aired. But it's a pep talk for moms. And she told me something that I did not expect her to say. But it was so life-giving. She said there were seasons in her life, and it was usually every January and February, because she and her husband, you know, have 4 kids and they had this ministry and they were traveling. She said January and February were crazy. And so in January and February, they ate off paper plates. She just stocked all the disposable things. It was like looser on bedtimes. They had someone, you know, come in as they could afford it, you know, every couple of weeks to clean their house. And she was like, we just prepared ourselves for those busy seasons, and then knew in the other seasons when things were calmer, we would get back to what, you know, we usually do. And I was like, all I could think was, you ate off paper plates. Because we do a lot. And I'm always like, I don't know, the things we tell ourselves.
And then we have our moms who tell us, like, you're going to miss this. But in those moments, it's like the vacations. In those moments, it feels really, really hard. Then you look back and you're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Like, we did it.
Yeah.
We did it. They're all at soccer on Saturdays.
They're there. What do you guys do if it rains?
Oh.
It's the worst.
Okay, so the Lauter kids don't love being inside.
Oh, I know.
They don't want to spend any hours inside in the summertime. So
love that
we have now Sable loves games more than Jack. She loves to play Uno, and, you know, we'll do a bunch of different games, but you know what the Lauters embrace? Playing in the rain.
I'm here for this answer.
I mean, they put in their clothes. I'm like, as long as it's not thundering and lightning, but like the harder the rain, the more they're playing in the puddles in the street out there.
This makes me so happy because I was not expecting that answer at all.
I mean, what else do you do? I mean, they want to be outside. It's like they're riding their bike through the puddle is so much more fun.
So much more fun than riding it on dry land.
I stand on the porch and cheer them along, and I don't like to play in the rain.
My favorite thing in life is Walter Lay in a puddle. Like, that dog loves a puddle. So I can't wait for that this summer. One of the things that we do is I have this running list on my phone of classic kids movies. And we will watch the classic kids movie, like Neverending Story. Or the Goonies.
Yes, all of our favorites. I'm adding that to my list for this summer.
Yeah, there's a list out there somewhere that I got this from. Maybe it was like Common Sense Media or one of those where you can like check out if they're appropriate or whatnot.
Yeah, if not, we'll come up with it. We'll put our brains together and share it with the world.
You should put this on Pensacola Mom Collective.
That's a great idea. I will. Okay. I'll work on this for this before this episode airs, because you know, you always think about those days, and while it's always not raining where you can play in the rain because it's thundering and lightning, a good classic movie, The Sandlot.
Oh, we love that movie.
Yes, I haven't seen that. Yeah, and surprisingly, my kids loved it. What's the one Sable and Jack both loved with Alfalfa?
Oh, Little Rascals.
Little Rascals.
Yes.
That's another great one.
We also, and this is back to like COVID times when we were stuck in this house. We found like the old Saturday morning cartoons that I would watch. Like, do you remember Doug and Rugrats?
Yes, I loved Rugrats.
I lived for that. And Full House.
We've done Full House all the seasons.
The Lay kids love Full House. That's
and that makes me think with the moms that dread summer, like I once did, and I still will do. So let's not act like I'm the perfect mom for summer. It's kind of like COVID. Like we have those moments that we're like, remember we did that during COVID? Remember, and so while we were in it, it felt really, really hard. For me, it felt so hard. And I felt like I was in a funk for a long time. Yeah. But looking back, I'm like, okay, we did it. And what great, sweet memories we have of watching those movies or the different things that we did. But in those moments, dang, it was hard.
It was. My kids, we always talk about the Dorito sandwiches that we had every day for lunch. It was just a ham and cheese sandwich that I put in the oven and then put the red bag of Doritos.
You're so good at that.
But it was like out of necessity. Like I don't enjoy cooking. I didn't want to mess up my kitchen because that's where we were doing, virtual school. Right. So every day I would make that and they just thought it was the coolest thing ever. And it was so easy.
And this is also the beauty in UMP. While you love your routines and y'all are 2 + 2 = 4, you guys bend in those ways that my brain doesn't even think about.
Oh, boo. You do too.
I don't know. I might need to try chips on a sandwich this weekend.
Listen, if you haven't done it, it was actually my pregnancy craving when I was pregnant with Brady. That and ketchup. Not together, but like I put ketchup on everything. On all the things. Okay.
I love it.
Are you traveling this summer? I know you said you're going to Atlanta to visit family.
Yeah, we're going to take Sable to camp. We're doing a little traveling, not much.
That's fun. Are you guys going to make a trip out of it in North Carolina when you go up?
Yes, because it will be over Sable's birthday weekend.
Oh, that's right.
So she goes to camp on her birthday. So we're going to celebrate her and then drop her off to camp.
That's so much fun. I'm literally living out of a suitcase until mid-July.
You are.
I don't know. I already am anxious about it. I think it's going to be so fun, but I'm going to have to like hang up my structure anxious hat. The Blue Angels are flying outside. Can you hear them? They're so loud. I was on a Zoom call yesterday and it was someone and I was like, sorry, it's just a fighter jet. 6 of them outside my window. It's fine. Everything's fine. But
kind of Pensacola because it is a sight to see in the summer.
It absolutely is. And I will tell you,
on your bucket list.
When we built this house, I positioned my office so I could watch them. Like, so I could watch them on the video.
That is smart, Emily Lay.
Right?
That is so smart.
But our kids are going to camp in North Carolina, which is not something I grew up doing. This is a whole new thing for us. But Brady went last year and had an amazing time. He was just a boy in the woods hanging out. It was a great camp. Anyways, it was wonderful. So Tyler and Caroline are going for intro camps this year, and it's like 5 days or something. It's really short. But all of our kids' camp times are staggered. They don't line up at all. And so we decided to rent a little Airbnb up in Highlands. And so we're going to be there for 3.5 weeks, living in it.
That's so fun. We're coming to crash.
Please do. I'm not even. We need to talk about this offline. And then we come back and my children's book comes out, which
yay!
June 21st. And then we're going to do book tour. I hope we're trying to nail this down. And then we go to Lake Oconee, which is our annual family trip. So it is.
This is why I'm never seeing you this summer.
I know. You're going to have to come see me where I am.
I'll come to you in your suitcase.
Please.
Hop out.
What are your travel tips for traveling with kids in the summer? Like,
oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Okay, and it's a good one in the sense that my kids don't travel the best as far as like they like get in the car and want to be there or get on an airplane and want to be there. Mm-hmm. And I think the best thing thank you, COVID, another thing that I have learned is preparing as far as like getting an Instacart order delivered. Yeah. Okay. If you're in an Airbnb or at least having it ready so you can arrive and then it comes, because My kids do not want me to drag them to a grocery, after we've been in the car for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Obviously the electronics for the cars a must have for us. But
somebody once said, I think it was Susie from Busy Toddler on Instagram. She was like, screens are a tool, use them.
Yeah. No, we leave them in the car once we, if we're at the beach or in the mountains or at a lake or wherever we've traveled to, but they are a tool to get you through an 8-hour drive. Let's just be honest. I don't know how our parents did it,
I don't either.
But preparing everything ahead is the way I do it, because once we get out of that car, they are full steam ahead, ready to go tackle everything. So if I can have everything arriving then and we can get to just making the memories and having fun, I have found that eliminates a lot of stress on my part.
I agree. I have never gone away for as long as we're going away this summer.
I know. I mean, I'm curious to see what you find as far as a travel tip. You did it with your kids last summer, and surprisingly, they were good.
They were great. We dropped Brady at camp, and then the twins and I just, rather than coming home, because it was COVID and all of that stuff, he was at camp for 12 days. Right? Was it 12 days?
Yeah, 12 days.
So rather than coming home and going back and just the hoopla and the expense of that, like we just hopped around to friends' houses and stayed at a couple hotels, and they were troopers, and it was so fun. But of course, like I had one with a double ear infection while we're on the road, and then I had just whatever kind of random things came up. And so it was kind of cool though, because they learned how to go with the flow a little bit. And
I was going to ask you, what was your one thing that was a necessity that you didn't know you needed?
I did not pack a very well thought out first aid kit. So
I thought about that.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you have it, then they don't get it. Like if you have the Tylenol in your bag, maybe you don't have to use it.
I mean, of course, we just ran to CVS and got it. But, for that middle of the night when someone wakes up with an earache and they can't go back to sleep, it's like, okay. So for this next time, like all the allergy medicine, the thermometer, the Tylenol,
just like a little kit to come along with you in the car.
Yeah, all the things. And then we did stop midway to do laundry at a friend's house. And so that was really helpful.
That's smart. And I've seen a lot of people pack those fold away laundry baskets that you can get off Amazon. They're super cheap and they just collapse down.
That's what I need.
And then they put it in their room, and that's where because otherwise with my kids, if we're in a house, everything is everywhere and we can't find it at the end of the trip. Yeah. So sometimes it's like one laundry spot, and then they just throw that in a bag and collapse it back down.
I get, when we stay at a hotel, I will take the laundry bag that's in the closet usually. You know how they have a plastic bag?
Yeah.
Some hotels, they'll do laundry for you for $9 zillion. But I'll take that bag, and that's our bag that we put during
That's so smart. Yeah. And then you just throw it all. And then we have one dirty clothes bag that comes home and it goes straight to the laundry room.
When we went to Paris, we were there for a week, 6 days or something. And when we came back, I remember it was all the suitcases lined up in the hallway, and there was just so much laundry.
So much. There's the downfall. You make the memories, and then someone has to come home and mom has to do the laundry.
Amen. I don't know about you, but I seem to get my dad the same things every year for Father's Day. A tie, a book, his favorite coffee. I know he likes these things, but I want to give him something a little more meaningful this year. I think I might give him an Aura frame. With an Aura digital frame, your dad gets a gift that's as thoughtful as it is effortless to set up and use. An Aura frame instantly frames photos from any device, anywhere, and invites the whole family in on the fun through the Aura app. We got the Mason Lux frame for my mom, and she absolutely loves it. We loaded it with photos of the kids and even refreshed the photos from time to time. She loves it so much, I think we'll get one for Dad to put in his office. Selected as one of Oprah's favorite things for 3 years running and named the #1 digital frame by Wirecutter, an Aura frame is guaranteed to make your dad smile. And from now until Father's Day, you can save on the perfect gift at auraframes.com. That's AURA frames.com. Last year, Aura completely sold out for Father's Day, so don't wait. Go to auraframes.com and use code SIMPLIFIED to get up to $20 off while supplies last. Terms and conditions apply. One more time, that's auraframes.com and save up to $20 while supplies last with code SIMPLIFIED. From Mondays to birthdays, your table is where you nourish yourself and your family. That's why Year and Day believes it's worth it to set a table you love. Year and Day gives you everything you need and nothing you don't to set the perfect table. Their curated assortment of high-quality dishes, flatware, and glass was designed to enhance your modern life at home. Not sure what you need for your table? Answer a few questions about how you live and entertain, and Year and Day will customize a complete set for you in just a few clicks. You guys are going to love any piece you get from Year and Day. Every piece is so elegant, and you can tell it's excellent quality. I have the bud vase in Daybreak, which is this blush pink color, and it's such a cute piece to hold flowers in or use to fill a bookshelf. I also have the serving bowl in Moon, which is this warm off-white color. It works equally great as a centerpiece, holding lemons on my kitchen table, or when I need to toss a salad for dinner. Plus, everything is dishwasher safe. Year and Day is giving my listeners a super special offer. Go to yearandday.com/simplified and use code SIMPLIFIED to get $25 off your first order of $150 or more, plus free shipping. One more time, get $25 off your first order of $150 or more, plus free shipping with code SIMPLIFIED at yearandday.com/simplified. Okay, I have rapid fire questions for you. Are you ready?
Oh gosh. Okay, I'm ready.
Whatever comes to your brain, you just say it. Okay.
Okay.
What is a song that makes you feel like it's summer?
Ooh, that's a good one. I love anything high energy for summer, for a good dance party in the rain. But no, I also always go to like Jack Johnson or James Taylor. Like I love James Taylor.
I love that.
How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You. I don't know, those kind of Jack Johnson.
I love that.
I also love a good dance party.
Jane and I took our boys with some other friends to see Luke Bryan over the summer a couple years ago. Any Luke Bryan song makes me think of summer.
Yes.
That was such a fun concert.
Also, put that on, if you're listening, put that on your list. I love a good concert. A lot of towns offer those outdoor, I know we have like bands on the beach, but any kind of outdoor concert, they're usually free and fun.
Oh, that just made me think of something I did when my kids were really little in Tampa. Over the summer, I would print out or use like a monthly calendar, and I would find all the free or discounted things that you can do during the summer, because there's so many things.
So many.
That a lot of cities offer. And like this one year, I mean, my kids were tiny. They showed like classic movies at the movie theater, and the tickets were like $1 or something.
I've done that too. I bet it's still around.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is with COVID, but that's definitely something. We'll work on that over on Pensacola Mom Club.
Okay. I want to help with this article or this blog.
Right.
I love it.
And there's sister sites, and I know they come up with that stuff, like free things to do, but those are great ideas and fun for everybody.
Totally, totally fun. Okay. What is your favorite summer treat?
Oh, well, if we're going for healthy, I love some watermelon.
Okay.
And when it's really good, but ice cream.
Always.
Always.
Good, you know what I always do is I buy those, the popsicles that comes with like 9 million of them in a box, and they're in those little clear plastic sleeves.
Yes.
Those. And my kids in the summer, I always tell them, go get one for each hand. And they're like, really? They get so excited because they can.
Yes, and you're winning. You are winning at mom life.
You are cool. Absolutely a cool mom. What is your favorite summer memory?
Oh, I have so many. Like growing up, as a child, I remember summer just being the absolute best.
Totally.
What is it about being a kid and thinking summer's the best? As a mom, I think, wow, my mom must have been really stressed out raising kids.
Yeah.
And then summertime came. But I think laughing together, being with friends, kind of those moments that feel really hard when you're off that routine, but you look back and you're like, oh no, we stayed up till midnight playing Uno, as a family, or you spent it with friends we always were on the boat every weekend of my childhood. So
that's fun.
It was like those later nights where you came in at sunset.
Yeah. Which is usually like too late.
Which is too late. Right. Like normally you're in bed.
My mom used to make us, like, we would swim in the pool and she would go in and make lunch and bring it out on these trays. I remember the trays. They're like colorful, clear looking trays, and she would bring them out. And it was always so sweet. And it was something simple like a hot dog and chips and fruit or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was sweet, and you just felt very like taken care of,
Very taken care of. And my kids would say like anything with friends.
Yeah.
The more the merrier to the Lauter kids. Like they love a good party and a good time.
I love your kids.
And I think summer allows for that. So I think you have to focus on that, even in those moments where you just are exhausted and it doesn't always feel fun in that moment, right? But we've taken some trips, Emily, that we're like, we're never doing that again. But how many times have we referred back to some memory from that trip?
We went on a Disney cruise, Jane and I, our families. We went on a Disney cruise March 2nd, 2020. And if you plot that on a timeline, we didn't have phones or access to internet or anything. And so we come back and the world is shutting down. And we are like, what is going on? And it was wild on the cruise, like, navigating all the things. It was so fun. But that trip is such a funny memory to me because we came back and we were like, wait, what?
Right. Like we were in the dark. But I laugh. And there was moments that we looked at each other and it felt really hard juggling the kids and where everyone wanted to be and trying to do all the things. Yeah. But I often think about that trip and I'm like, we had so much fun.
That was really
fun. I remember in those moments feeling like, we are not doing this again. They are being so hard. Everybody was tired, including us.
I'll never forget taking Brady to the Magic Kingdom. And he was tiny and he threw a fit right at the foot of the castle. And I was like, you can't cry at Disney World.
And if you think you won't, then you're fooling yourself because every kid is having a breakdown at Disney World. People.
Every kid has done it. Oh my gosh. Thank you for doing this. This is so fun. Yes, I love it when you come on.
I love being here and I love you so much. Also, don't forget me this summer.
I won't forget you this summer. You're going to come visit me.
I'm going to find you in all the states you are. And I'm so excited for your book. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, man.
What a great book for summer to teach our kids about everything.
I know. I'm so excited. I was bummed we had to change the release date, but I'm so excited for it to be a really bright spot in the middle of a fun summer.
It is. We can use a lot of lessons from that book on our list of teaching things to our children.
Amen. All right, friend. Have you back on soon.
Thank you.
As we close out this episode, I'd like to say a blessing for you as we leave this time together and get back into our days. I hope this summer is filled with warm days, sunshine, and laughter. I hope your spirit gets the chance to move and breathe and be free the way she did when you were a kid. I hope you remember that you don't have to try to make summer magical. Just love on your people and enjoy the beauty of the season ahead of you. As always, I like to leave a little tip to help you put what we've talked about today into practice. So here's your task for this week. We are a family who loves to be around the water, and I always try to keep us stocked in everything to make a day around the water super fun. Toys, sunscreen, safety gear, snacks, you name it. If you want to know what's in my beach bag, go back in the podcast archives and check out episode 21 to get a sneak peek into all my beach and pool essentials. Here's my best pro tip for a great beach day. You can never have too many snacks. Just saying. Thank you for listening to the Simplified podcast. I hope today's episode gave you a few ideas to help you and your people create some fun summer memories. You can find show notes for this episode at emilylay.com/podcast, where you can check out links and resources mentioned here, and you can shop the Simplified brand of planners and products. You can also watch my interview with Jane over on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/simplified by Emily Lay. And if you'd like to listen to the Simplified podcast ad-free and a little bit earlier, then you should check out the premium version of our show on Apple Podcasts. Just search for the Simplified podcast in the search bar and tap on the blue thumbnail image with the pink pineapple. You can't miss it. And don't forget, you can pre-order my new children's book called You're Always Enough and More Than I Hoped For right now, wherever you buy books. Before you go, I have a quick favor to ask. If you love this show, would you go to your podcast provider and leave a review? I want more people reaching for a life that's a bit more slow and sweet and good. And leaving a review helps your podcast provider get this show to more people who will enjoy it. If you've left a review, thank you so much. Please know I've read your words and taken them to heart. Until next time, thank you so much for listening. Bye.